mind. My name is Banu Suresh. I'm your host for this program. As you can see, today we have a full house right here. And those of you who have experienced Kundalini Yoga will know this is an amazing form of yoga practice. And I'm going to save that for my special guest, my guest teacher, to tell you more about that in just a moment. Before we move on, I'd like to acknowledge our amazing crew, Antonio and Lizette. Thank you. I love you. Corey Bryce, thank you so much for making us look so beautiful out here. We feel so comfortable, beautiful sounds, the lights, everything makes us feel so ready to take the day head on. And actually, even before introducing our special guest, I'd like to introduce our participants. We have Kate to my extreme left. We have Stephen with a PH. So yes. Stephen, that's how I'm going to remember you now. And I'm going to remember Kate because just as we got the episode number up, 666, wow, and I'm busy shushing and shh, the tape's rolling. So, just so you know, I am equally thrilled and amazed that we have got this far. Our aim is to get to 700, and then as some of you already know, we're going to transition into Vedic cooking, the other aspect of a good wellness practice, yoga and its sister science, Ayurveda. So we're going to go into the cooking channel in just a few episodes, actually in about 24 episodes to be exact. But meanwhile, we have our special guest teacher here today, Donna Davidge. And thank you for pronouncing your last word. I love the way you said it's Davidge as in savage. I would have pronounced it very different. I come from India and my pronunciation is all over the place. But Donna is, and I'm going to have Donna tell all of us a little more about herself, but I checked you out and you have an amazing website. She's all over the place, guys. Check her out, Facebook, and it's right there on the screen. She has a website, donnadavidgeyoga.com, soulhouse.com. You do a lot of retreats, right, Donna? I'm going to have you tell us a little more about your teaching and your retreats.
So, Banu, I've been teaching in New York City since the mid-'80s, and then I started this retreat where I am up in Maine from mid-May until mid-October. I started that in 1997, and this is my little postcard here of Soul House, and it is my great-grandparents' house. That's why it is called Soul House. It has a legacy of history of healing. Teddy Roosevelt, when he was a college student, and what healed him was the fresh air and nature, which as yogis we know is really, really healing. And so I'm there at Soul House 5 months of the year, and then I'm teaching in New York full-time, and at one of the studios I teach at this morning, one of my managers, Sarah, said I am one of the hardest working yoga instructors in New York City. I teach many places over the years, and I love teaching yoga, and now I teach many forms. We're here today to do a little bit of Kundalini, and on that note, I just want to mention before we start that this is my newest product, but it's really a 20-year anniversary product that Steve and his wife used for 20 years. And he approached me and said, it's been so transformational for us that my wife and I really would like it if you would let us help you produce a 20-year anniversary special. So just as you asked me to be here, this has just been released, so we're very excited about that as well. And
That's
it is
beautiful.
Kundalini and other stuff too. It says the challenge because in 1996 I made a video, and in 2000 that video was chosen by Yoga Journal as one of their top 10 choices of videos. That's what we had back then, videos, and it was the only Kundalini video. So Kundalini has definitely been the longest yoga that I've been teaching in New York City, though now I teach many different forms, and I studied directly with Yogi Bhajan, who changed my life, and he was my teacher. And one of the reasons that Steve is kindly wearing a head covering is because Yogi Bhajan encouraged us to wear head coverings when we either practiced or taught Kundalini, so I was glad he showed up with his head covering today.
What is the significance of
Well, lots of reasons. Were you going to answer, Steve?
No, please.
So originally Yogi Bhajan, or first of all, Yogi Bhajan was a Sikh, and the men, Sikhs in India, as you're probably aware of, wear a turban. But when he had followers that were not Indian, the women were like, we want to be acknowledged for following you as well.
Right.
So I think they were over in India at the Golden Temple, and then they said, we want to wear a turban too. And as a person who wears a turban a lot, I can tell you now the second reasons. It's not religious, even though in the Sikh religion they wear it. Yogi Bhajan taught us that the pressure that the turban puts on these points here, these are points that help us in fighting habits that are not good for us, addiction. So there's actually a meditation for that. It pushes on those pressure points. It also contains the energy, because Kundalini works very much with the energy in a very strong way. And then thirdly, as I was saying to Kate before we started, he also suggested that when you wear a turban, your hair has a lot to do with your personality, and even as an attractive woman, for example, being attractive. And when you're teaching, you're not really there to, yes, it's nice to be attractive and say I look healthy and life makes me feel radiant because I practice yoga, and there's a certain beauty to that, but it's not about attracting people because you're trying to be attractive. You're there to help them learn a technology that will elevate their spirit, which I think is what your show's about. And so the turban actually has something to do with that. Yeah.
So we don't want the attraction to become a distraction. So
well put. We don't want the attraction to be a distraction.
And tell us something
that's
about
really
your retreat.
good.
Actually, I noticed you have a DVD and something else over there.
I do. So I have been doing products for actually quite some years. So these two came out in like 2004, and there are two more Kundalini sets. Kate probably knows the 10 body set and the flexibility in the spine set. So these are all Kundalini practices, but I want to say that Steve had the bright idea of this is not just Kundalini. We have some power yoga on this. We have some yoga nidra on this. So we have a guided relaxation at the end, which is very healing, as we know, for PTSD and all sorts of things. And I actually have a couple of videos, but they're obsolete, and that's one of the reasons we did the challenge, because there are
the one that's been reviewed?
Yeah, this is the one that's been reviewed.
And the music apparently is amazing. Was that many people have also complimented the music.
Yes, yes. Well, this one, these two, the music got a lot of compliments on.
If you guys can get this at some point, and actually I'm just going to keep it here, Lizette, whenever you get a chance, we might focus on these, but we are going to keep going. And
that's also a DVD. It just happens to be, when we had to make more copies, we decided to make it not in such a big plastic package. We were trying to be a little more eco, but it confuses people because they think it's a CD.
Actually, I was about to ask you, is that a CD? So it is a DVD. Okay.
Yeah, it's a DVD.
So I'm not, is it okay if I wear some black over here?
Of course. That's just another thing. You do not have to wear white to practice Kundalini Yoga. So the studio that Kate and I are affiliated with recently closed, but a lot of the students there at Golden Bridge did not come wearing white. And then the serious kind of people really wanted to do it all the way, they would wear white and maybe cover their head, but it's not required.
I have to admit, wearing black is only a vanity issue. I just feel slimmer when I wear black. It's as simple as that.
Well, it's New York City. Everybody wears black in New York City,
that's true. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
So what do you have planned for us today?
Well, so today we have a short time to do this. So let me also say that normally when we practice Kundalini Yoga, there are thousands of what we call sets, and that's very different than just sequencing, which you get in other forms of yoga, right? So we have specific sequences in Bikram and Ashtanga. Well, in Kundalini, we have thousands of these sequences, right? And they're called sets. And Yogi Bhajan gave us these sets to work on specific things. So what I chose today was that we don't even have time to really even do a full set. So what I'd like to do is some of the basics of Kundalini Yoga, and I think even just doing the basics, people at home that haven't practiced Kundalini, or even if they have practiced Kundalini, will know that within 3 to 5 minutes of doing some of this stuff, you start to feel really different. And it is so different than other forms of yoga. And I want to say also, if you love other forms of yoga and you do this and you're like, I don't get this, I don't love it, that's fine. But a lot of people go, wow, I really like how this makes me feel. And
it just
so
takes you on another level.
It's very inner, yeah.
Is it like a soldier's yoga, right?
It is considered a warrior workout, and in the sense that really, you read the Bhagavad Gita, I'm sure. Life is a battlefield. And Yogi Bhajan had that analogy of us being spiritual warriors. And a big aspect of yoga is getting a strong nervous system. So we do a lot of core strengthening, and our 72,000 nerves emanate from there. And therefore, we get very strong in our center, and we become like spiritual warriors. And I want to define what a spiritual warrior is, right? This is the whole question of the Bhagavad Gita. Do I really want to fight? And sometimes in life, if we feel passionate about something, and I'm going to get emotional because I'm a very passionate person, we fight for the things we believe in our heart. And that is what a spiritual warrior is, right? They're a person who has courage to face the battles of life every single day.
And we don't have to necessarily get aggressive, but you stand your ground.
Definitely not. Exactly.
Oh, I'm looking forward to this. I love that introduction. We're all yours.
Okay, great. So first of all, I'm going to put my hair up. Kate doesn't have to. But when I'm teaching Kundalini Yoga, sometimes we're kind of moving around. So if you're at home and you have long hair, you might want to tie it up just like you do for your other yoga practices. And we always start the Kundalini yoga practice is taught by Yogi Bhajan with something called the Adi mantra. And the words to that mantra are Om Namo Gurudev Namo. And so Banu probably doesn't know that, but these folks do, so they're going to support me in doing it. And then after that, we often do a mantra for protection. We use mantra a lot in Kundalini yoga, as do many other forms of yoga, but the mantras in Kundalini are quite unique to Kundalini. So we start with Om Namo Gurudev Namo, and then we'll do that 3 times, each on one breath, and then we'll go into Ad Gure Name 3 times. If you don't know these now and you do this enough, you'll learn them. And if you don't know it, doesn't matter. You're still going to be in the vibration of it. I invite you to try to do the Om Namo Gurudev Namo on one breath, but if you need to, you can inhale through the nose and chant Om Namo, and then just take a little sip of breath in. That's how they did it when I first started Kundalini. We just kind of always did that to get more breath. And it doesn't have to be big, but and then chant the second part, Gurudev Namo. Okay?
Right.
The other thing about Kundalini is that your eyes are closed. And years ago, there was some TV show, I don't remember what it was. You guys might remember. The girl was a yoga instructor. The husband was a DA, and it was a comedy. And she wanted her father-in-law to give her money to do a yoga video. And he goes, why would I give you money to do a yoga video if the people's eyes are closed, right? So we are going to close our eyes, but you can open your eyes and whenever you need to see something. So let's bring our palms together, and let's bring our thumbs to the center of the chest. I invite you to lift your spine up, and for those of you at home, if your knees are way up in the air and your back, you might want to find a little pillow or something to sit up on so that you can get your back a little straighter. And so your back is straight, your spine is straight, your chin is tucked in a little bit. We're going to call that neck lock as opposed to the big chin lock, Jalandhara. And you're going to let your closed eyes float up and focus right between your eyebrows. So you may have heard of that third eye before, the Ajna center of intuition. So we're going to focus our eyes there. It's a beautiful place to meditate at, the third eye. Very vast energy of space here of intuition. And so we're going to start with Om Namo Gurudev Namo 3 times, and then we'll go into Ad Gure 3 times. Okay, so here we go. Inhale. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev. Sadguru Name, Sri Gurudeve Name, Adguru Name, Jugadguru Name, Sadguru Name, Sri Gurudeve Name, Adguru Name, Jugadguru Name, Sadguru Name, Sri Gurudeve Name. And now inhale deeply through your nose. And then suspend the breath for a few moments. That means that you do hold the breath inside, but try to stay relaxed with that breath retention. Don't tighten up inside, and most of us have enough inner tension. And now keep your palms together and exhale through the nose. Let the breath out. And we're going to do that 2 more times, keeping our hands in the prayer position. So inhale through your nose. Suspend the breath for a few moments. If you feel the urge to let that breath go before I say, please do. You never want to hold to gasping for air. And now exhale through the nose. And 1 more time. Deep inhale through the nose. Good. Receive the breath. And then just suspend the breath. And the energy of the breath now can circulate that prana. And this time as you exhale, release your arms down and rest your wrists onto your knees with your palms up. And let your index fingers meet your thumbs. So this is our sitting resting pose. You may know this pose from other forms of yoga. And in English, we call it easy pose. So a lot of the poses in Kundalini, we do use the English, and sometimes we use a little bit of Gurmukhi, not Sanskrit. Very rarely Sanskrit. So this is easy pose. And if it's not easy for you, that's okay. We keep doing yoga until it does become easy. And so the reason we do yoga is so that we can sit and meditate like this easily. And we do meditate a lot in Kundalini yoga. And we also use mantra a lot. But we also use breath. So right now, just draw your awareness as you keep your eyes closed and up to your third eye. Draw your awareness to your breath and allow yourself to breathe in and out through the nostrils. And as you start to slow your breath in and out through the nostrils, nice even breath, we add a mantra, but we're not going to say the mantra. We're going to continue to breathe, and we're going to inhale and think the mantra Sat. And as we exhale, we're going to think the mantra Nam. And so if you know Sanskrit, this is a little bit similar. You've got Sat like Satya and Nam like Namaste. So Sat Nam means truth is my identity. So Satya is truth, and Namaste means inner identity or divine identity. So Sat Nam is kind of, I always say it's kind of like the Namaste of Kundalini. So you inhale, think Sat, you exhale Nam. And this brings you into a deep place as you focus on your breath to connect to that deep inner self, what we also call the true self. If you need to open your eyes at any point to view the poses, please feel free to do that. Otherwise, you're going to keep your eyes closed to the third eye, and you're going to inhale Sat, exhale Nam as you do the poses. So the first posture is a simple spinal warm-up. We're going to take our hands and hold on to our knees. You're going to start to draw a circle around from your waist. So it doesn't matter what direction you start in, but breathe into this. And so sometimes Kundalini instructors will say, inhales, you bring this forward, exhales, you bring it back. And you want to keep your shoulders relaxed. This is an excellent massage for the stomach. So if you ever feel like you need to give your stomach a little nurturing, do this one. It's very nice. It's a nice internal massage. And then go the other way. We call it stomach or sulfi grind. We also feel like we're loosening that spine up so it becomes more open and flexible. So in all the forms of yoga, we are working with the concept that there is a Kundalini energy along our spine. And people often ask, what is that? It's simply our life force energy. While we're here on the planet alive, we have this life force energy in us. And yogis call it Kundalini. We believe that some of it is dormant at the base of the spine, and by moving and breathing, we can wake it up. And now come back to the center and inhale. Good. As you exhale, you're going to slide your hands down, holding on to your ankles or your shins. And I'm going to turn sideways. Everybody else can stay where they are, but I want the people at home to see what this looks like. We're going to arch the spine forward as you inhale. And if you're bendier than me, you'll arch more. And you're going to come back as you exhale. So it's not about how much you bend, but it is about bending the spine. And so what you don't want to do is this. See, my back is straight. I'm just going forward and back. Actually, it's good Kate went sideways because she's bendy, right? So you see her upper back moving forward on the inhale, back on the exhale. The whole spine is moving, right? So go ahead and begin that now. Inhale, flexing forward, exhale back. So your eyes are closed once you get it. And you're going at your own pace. That's another nice thing about Kundalini. Sometimes we do things simultaneously, but oftentimes we're pacing ourselves. So days that I want more energy, which I'm going to do in a moment, I'll speed it up. Days I'm a little tired, I want to take it slower, I'll slow it down. So I'm just going to go a little faster now. Note that no one is bobbing their head. You want to avoid bobbing your head. So we move with the breath like this in Kundalini to get that energy going. So do this a little bit longer. Good. Now inhale, take this back to center. As you hold the breath in, another thing we incorporate a lot in Kundalini is the Mula Bandha. As you hold the breath in, contract your rectum, sex organ, and navel muscles. So all the lower area, the pelvic girdle, you're squeezing all those muscles so the energy moves in and up. And then you're going to exhale through the nose. Let the breath out, release those muscles. Hold the breath out, but apply the bandha as you hold the breath out now. So squeeze the muscles again. For a lot of us, holding the breath out is more challenging, so if you feel the need to bring it in, please do. And now we'll all bring it in. Inhale. Exhale. Relax the breath. Good. So we're going to move into the next Kundalini warm-up. I'm going to give you a couple options because of space. I'm going to have me and Banu do this, and I'm going to have the people on the end do this, okay? And we're all going to do the same thing, but this way we won't hit each other. So this is going to be the spine twist. So your eyes are closed to the third eye. You're going to inhale as you twist left, and exhale as you twist right. So the way that Banu and I are doing it is particularly good for your navel, your lower back. Inhale left, exhale right. The way that Kate and Steve are doing it is the way we classically do it frequently, and this goes up into the lungs, the chest, the upper back. But for all of us, our spine is getting a really good twist. So inhaling left, exhaling right. Gotta breathe deeply so you don't get lightheaded. And if you do get lightheaded, you might just be detoxing a bit, and then you can slow it down or take a break. Good, and then you're going to inhale, take it back to center. No bandha, just hold the breath in, don't squeeze those muscles. Hold the posture. If you have your fingertips on your shoulders, press the elbows and shoulders back and keep your elbows lifted in line with your shoulders. That'll open up your heart, your lungs more. And then exhale, release the arms down, rest your wrists back on your knees, index fingers to thumbs, and meditate on your breath. Inhale, Sat, exhale, Nam. So sometimes people say, someone said it to me just recently, oh, Kundalini Yoga, that's a yoga where you breathe. I thought that was kind of funny because we breathe in all forms of yoga, but it's true that we emphasize the breath here a lot. So right now we're going to talk about, there's 3 basic breaths. We've already done 2 of them. Long, deep breath, breath suspension, and breath of fire. Now you might have experienced breath of fire in other forms of yoga or not. It's very similar to Kapalabhati, but it's not the same. It is Bhastrika breath, and that's the bellows breath. So the bellows breath, your inhale and exhale are equal. It's a rapid rhythmic breath. I'm moving my hands the way my belly would move. And so as you inhale, you want to feel your belly moving out. And as you exhale, you want to feel your belly moving in. If this is the first time that you're learning this, you're welcome to actually even lay on your back to do it. I'm going to do it sitting up. Everyone here is going to do it sitting up. But if you want to lay down, you can. So you're going to take your hands, you're going to clasp your fingers, and you're going to place them right around where your belly button is, right? So that you can feel your belly. So diaphragmatic breathing is yogi breath. We're going to take a few of those. You're going to inhale, and as you inhale, you want to feel the belly expand out. And as you exhale, you want to feel the belly expand in. It's not just your belly, it's even your lower back that's expanding out. So inhale, fill your body with that breath, and exhale, bring it in. This is the same thing that should happen with breath of fire. But sometimes when people keep doing it, sometimes keep doing your long, deep breath. Sometimes when people do this, we resort to what our habit is. That's what we often do in life. We resort to our habits. So as we speed the breath up in a moment, you may resort to chest breathing because that's probably what you're accustomed to. But if you do it quickly, it'll be hyperventilation. We don't want that. So if that happens, one more thing, you can try this next breath with your tongue out. So I'm going to demo it both ways right now with my hands on my belly, tongue out. Easier way to do breath of fire. Inhale, exhale are equal. I'm going to do it now with my nose and equal inhale, exhale. You should theoretically not be able to tell by the sound what is inhale, what is exhale, but you should see my hands going in on the exhale. So here it goes. And then you inhale and you exhale. Good. I'm going to have them all do another round, and I'm just going to watch. And you don't have to go at any particular speed. I just did it at one of my fastest speeds. So you could go maybe a little faster. I'm sorry, slower. right? But you want to feel that the definition is rapid, rhythmic, equal inhale, exhale, sniffing breath through the nose, or panting like a dog. So let's try it, you guys, one more time, then we'll add the ego eradicator. So just go ahead and bring your hands here. And these guys probably don't need to do that. And Banu also is a yoga instructor. She probably doesn't need it, but it's a good way to learn. So here we go. It's good to hear the breath of fire, like your Ujjayi breath. It's a good one to hear because then it's a very powerful breath. Should not feel forced, but it is very powerful. It's fire, right? It's burning away the toxins. Beautiful. Now inhale. And exhale, relax. Good. You know what? We're going to come back to breath of fire. I want to stretch us out a little bit. I said we weren't coming up. We're going to do some frogs. We're coming sort of up. I think the camera's still going to catch us. This is what we're going to do. Okay. We're going to do some frogs. These are Kundalini frogs. Okay. So you're going to come into a little squat with your heels together and your knees out to the side. So we look like little frogs. And we're recording this right before I'm leaving from Maine to go to the Soul House. I can't wait to see the little frogs and all of the nature up there. So you're going to have the fingertips on the floor. And this one is actually quite physical, folks. If you have knee issues, please take it very slowly. Concentrate more on those muscles that strengthen the knees. You can also do this on your back if you've really got bad knees, doing the exact same thing as us. Legs straight on the inhale and bent on the exhale. Okay, so straight legs on the inhale, up we go. Tailbone goes up and the heels stay off the floor if you can. And then you exhale and you come back down. You might need to modify this. So here we go. I'm going to do the modification now. When I come up, my feet are going to touch the floor. My hands are going to come up. If you're quite tight, you got to do that. That's okay. And then you're going to come back down. Now, in Kundalini, again, you do it at your own pace. We have some people here that are practitioners. We may see varied paces. We're going to do it on our own now. So you're going to inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. You're still going to think Sat Nam. Inhale up, exhale down. What's that?
Wait, 1 minute left. 1 minute left.
Oh, 1 minute left. Oh my gosh. We've got to come back to Ego Eradicator. Inhale, raise your tailbone. Exhale, fold forward. Come sitting cross-legged. This is a great grand finale. Bend your fingers, press your fingertips into the mounds of your hands. We're going to open your heart. We're going to end with this. Pull your thumbs back. You're going to pull in energy. This is big in Kundalini. We like to expand our aura. That's why we wear white. Breath of fire. Close your eyes. Sat Nam, Sat Nam. Here we go. Open your heart. Boost your immune system. Keep going until Banu has to talk.
Wow, that felt amazing. Keep going, guys, because I have to get my breath back. That was a wonderful workout. Donna Davidge, look her up, donnadavidgeyoga.com. Sewell House, sewellhouse.com, Sewall, Sewell House, and her credits are right there on the screen. Thank you, Donna, on behalf of Stephen, Kate, and my amazing crew, Lizette, Antonio, and Corey. We'd like to thank Donna Davidge. Donna, that was a great workout and perfect timing. You wrapped it up so well. I was so happy to have that little break over there. And she said, okay, Banu has to talk. I said, okay, I can't do this. It was tough. It was tough, right? And you guys, you must be practicing on. They are so lucky to be with you.
We're lucky to be together.